Hello, people. There it is. Wordsmiths and Warguild. Okay. Good stuff, isn't it? Tagora. Lang. Chapter 29. The village, though it was out on the open plains, was a crowded, noisy, smelly place. Lean yellow mongrel curs scavenged, fought, and mated in the mud-paved alleyways between the mud-walled huts. Chickens, voicing a persistent chock, 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 strutted about underfoot, their heads bobbing forwards as they walked. Cats and rats played games of pursuit and evasion by day and by night. Worst were the children. Takura, coming from a remarkably small family, had never had much to do with them. Here they were in abundance. They were everywhere. They screamed, squabbled, shouted, chased the chickens, harassed the cats, made excavations in the mud walls, scratched obscene drawings on the ground, played with dung, pulled each other's hair, stole food, told lies, committed acts of arson, and experimented with no sense of shame whatsoever in gang warfare, sex, and torture. By day the place was largely left to the women, the children and the old people. The men kept at the open plains, hunting, racing horses, and tending the horse herds which were the wealth of the village. Some of the men stayed out for days at a time, guarding the herds or riding the territory on long military-style patrols. But most retired to the village in the evening, gathering in the village meeting hall to eat, drink, and tell jokes, wrist wrestle, throw food at each other, experiment with strange drugs, show for jewelry which was only worn indoors, or boast about their weapons and their kills. Tagura slept in a small, windowless annex to the meeting hall, and nightly attended these gatherings. Nevertheless, he had no place in the society of men. His place was with the women and the triple harp, an instrument now hateful to him was the cause of his exile from masculine affairs. In song, the making of music was stout, hearty, heroic work. At feasts and banquets, swearing beer swilling men belaboured the crimble, blew on the clune. Ancient warriors, bearing the scars from many honourable feuds, tortured the air with their scavemarine, battle stalwarts with walnut crunching fingers manhandled the thrums, music making like drinking, fighting, gambling, and rampant fornication was one of the marks of manhood. In the island of the savages, however, the status of music was reversed. The younger, thinner women were with the least status were raised with the job of music making. They rattled husky gourds, blew on plaintive bone flutes, beat horse-eyed drums, little whips, provided a supplementary background rhythm by shaking clickety-clackety multi-jointed sticks, hit racks of little bells with human thigh bones, and sang wailing little songs. Tagora, with his triple harp, did as best he could. His first beating had persuaded him it was best to show willing, and his second had convinced him he must succeed or die. A reading from chapter 29 of the Wordsmiths and the Word Guild. Tagore on that island of savages. I tend to remember that, you know. He got around in that adventure, did Tagore. Let's read the back of it. Thanks, Chronicles of an Age of Darkness. The back of Volume 2. Thanks, the Wizard of Drums, said the brother. We know where to find these boxes. The nearest is in the bottom of a green bottle in Prince Camido's castle vaunting on Estar. In Estar, a monster protects the bottle from those who would acquire it. Charming, murmured Togura. Togura would not have chosen the profession of questing hero, but in the end he had no choice. He was caught between the Wordsmiths and the Warguild, the two organizations which vied for power within the dismal kingdom of Sang, a land famous simply for being so often and so richly insulted. Besides, if he did not find the index, the key to the magical treasure chest known as the Odex, he would never be able to claim his love from its mysterious depths. The second volume in a spectacular fantasy epic. But it doesn't have a ruddy map. No map in volume 2. That's a shame. Oh well. Jeez.